I decided to become a teacher because I got a job through college where I was working with kids. I was coaching football, basketball, and lacrosse, and I decided to change my major to education because through those experiences, I really found a passion with working with children and working with kids, especially at the middle school level. I like being a teacher because one, I get to work with some amazing colleagues, and I also get to have fun experiences with students. I'm passionate about the content, and I've been at the same school my entire career, so I've really found a connection with colleagues and students in CPS and our Montessori philosophy. Some of my best influences as a teacher, I've had a lot of really good influences. I have taught and currently teach with a variety of just really good teachers. I would say in my formative years, being at Gamble, my first team was Krista Taylor and Krista Edmondson. We worked and we shared students over like 6, 7, 8 years. And then my current team, Alex Westrick and Emma Fanley, we just hold each other accountable and we work really, really hard to bring a good experience and a good learning environment to students every day. So I can't really name one or two influences. It's the people who I currently work with or the people I used to work with. We still just continue to foster a culture of like pushing everybody to be their best and be their best every single day. But when I know that I've really made a difference is when students become adults and they are now 18, 19, 20, 24 years old, and they're still coming back to Gamble to visit, even sometimes with their own children and with their own families, just to catch up and to kind of reconnect, I guess. That's when I know I've made a difference because 10, 15 years later, they're still wanting to come back and see their middle school teacher. What I do love about teaching adolescents is they're at a time in their life where they're transitioning from childhood to adulthood. So they're starting to think critically, they're starting to kind of recognize their own kind of place in the world, and they're no longer necessarily always going to be reaching out for a teacher to help solve their problems. Now that they're at this like critical thinking, where they're developing their critical thinking, my job as a teacher is to help them solve their problems, not solve their problems for them. And I think that's really critical in the adolescent years. A funny moment, can I think of a funny moment? So I mentioned leadership camp, which is this where we teach our 7th graders how to be the next 8th grade leaders. And at the end of that camp, as like our closing, we let the 7th grade students do skits where they impersonate their teachers, the 3 of us on the team. And those are always just hilarious when we watch it, because impression is the highest form of flattery. So when they are doing these impressions about how we act in the classroom on the day-to-day, it's just hilarious. And it's just a really good moment that we share together.